Okay, it's going to be kind of hard to see, but we're going to be talking about that little nipple right up there. It's actually a vent, but I use the mirror to get to it. But if you are looking at your rear on your RAV4 typically, or any vehicle that's got a vent, and you see leakage coming from here, and then you got it coming from here, and you got it coming from here. See how it's all wet? Well, the seals may or may not be bad, and my experience is they're typically not bad, because what's happened is when this builds up a lot of heat, your rear differential, that heat's got to go someplace. So it's going to look for that vent thing that is way up in here, and you can feel it if you put your hand up there, and it should be loose. It's got like a cap on it, and you should be able to wiggle it back and forth and kind of lift up and down on it. But it's up there. So on a RAV4, I guess they must have used poor metal on that vent that's up there. And what happens is that thing stays closed because of rust, and then the heat and pressure have to go somewhere. So it's going to come out all three of your rear seals in the back. So what you got to do is these 4 bolts you disconnect, and that will actually let this whole rear differential come down, and you'll be able to get on top with your hand to get to that vent, and you'll be able to spray some WD-40 and work the vent around a little bit up and down, even use a little bit of a screwdriver to kind of like pry up on it. But that's all you're going to need to do. And then when you fill it, that's your drain on that side. And then you got a fill plug that's slightly higher on that side. And you got to soak that with WD-40. And then you can loosen that, and then you can use a pump to pump rear differential fluid back in here, because obviously if that's leaking out like that, that's what your problem's going to be. So if a mechanic tells you, oh, you need all new rear seals and differential, you may or may not need that. May or may not need that. But anyway, anytime you're underneath your car, definitely look for that little vent that's on top of there. I'll try to superimpose a better picture, but that is going to be what that problem is. And again, you may or may not have to change your rear seals. What I would do is get that vent unplugged, loosen up, clean all this, and then after about 1,000 miles, recheck it and see where you're sitting at. But anyway, that's today's quick tip from Brian from Garage Mahal. Thanks for subscribing. Be safe out there.